My volume up. I'm turning y'all's volume up. And greetings and salutations again, travelers, and welcome back to the Planar Crossroads. And yes, this is another Discord voice-only episode. Sorry about that if you don't like that. We just got to do some more fiddling behind the scenes, and as you guys have probably guessed, we record some of these back-to-back, so...
But, if you're interested, you could download this off YouTube, or, you rip it, or however you do that, and listen to it like a podcast and tell us how you feel about that.
Yeah. It's less editing for me that way.
Don't even need to rip it off if you got, YouTube Premium.
That's what I'm saying, is you'd have to have Premium for that, though.
Unless you know certain other ways.
Ooh.
Ooh. Scandalous. Okay.
Get out of here with your Pink Panther nonsense.
No, it's a sexy wizard. Forevermore. All right. But let's get into what we actually are doing today, which is having episode 11 of Rise of the Runelords Redux. And we are going to pick up with that in just a moment. First off, announcements, always less than 5 minutes. You can time me. Here we go. The Planar Crossroads, in this particular podcast anyway, is an adult podcast that sometimes features adults, that sometimes use adults' language. You have been warned.
Good.
Then, let me see. The next thing is that we are going to be we're getting pretty close to our 500 subscribers on YouTube. Who knows, by the time this is live, we may have 500. It just depends. They come in spurts, I guess. And when we get to 500, we're going to do a larger giveaway, because that's a more important number when it comes to YouTube. So we'll definitely be giving away something. We may give away 2 things. We may even do 2 things and a giveaway in a spot for a one-shot or something like that. So keep your ears open for that. Next announcement, Patreon for both Black Dragon Gaming and the Planar Crossroads is going on. The Planar Crossroads also has a subscribe star if you do that instead. So there are benefits to that. Anybody, at least for the Planar Crossroads, anybody at the Giant tier or higher on Patreon, or at the Flump tier or higher on Subscribe Star, gets entered into a monthly drawing for a giveaway, which this month is the Rick and Morty Splat Book for 5th edition. So even if you don't like 5th edition, you can still use it to convert backwards from and use it as inspiration. So, all that said, I think everything is good. Any announcements from Black Dragon Gaming?
Nah, Russ and I just have to have a talk.
Nope, yep.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, crap.
More specifically, their characters. Because when last we left our heroes, they were processing their kills at the Gore House, as I'm insisting on calling it.
Abattoir. It's an abattoir.
No, it's a gore house, and you are welcome for that term, because that is such an accurate term.
Just hammer the doors shut and it becomes an oubliette.
And paint yourself with clown makeup, and it becomes every Rob Zombie. Simple dragon.
So they're processing those creatures out, the stone giant and the dragon. But also they are going to be making things from those. The rest of the group was kind of figuring out what was meant by the stone, or at least that's the plan of Egor, and also of Boldrago. From what I'm understanding, he's going to get some more information from the dead. So that will go on in this session probably. And Skoros and Willton were kind of meeting in the middle, as one of them was coming back from the Gore House to get food for those that were processing, namely Kellery and Runemane, and Skoros was off to find him. So that's when we pick up. They have met eyes. They say nothing at the beginning on this sunny day. And the wind blows across the street for a moment before anyone says anything. And then...
We draw our revolvers, is the image I was seeing. The tumbleweeds of Sandpoint. So I guess, like, Skoros turns the corner down the road as Willton. I can't imagine Skoros walks anywhere, like, slowly. I imagine a lot of, like, leisurely, we'll get there when I get there, but, like, he's not a slow dude. Sees Willton, turns the corner, and comes up and just, my friend, and drink in your direction. Can we talk?
I was fetching food for some of our friends that are harvesting our kills, but I do not think they are starving in any time. What is it?
I just wanted to know what happened back there.
Back where, in particular?
In the fight. We did the plan. Egor and Runemane and I, we went into the air, and then I did not see an arrow.
The giants were waiting for us in the woods. They sicked their beasts on me, and if it wasn't for Boldrago, things could have ended much worse for my life. Thankfully, he managed to give me a cloak of darkness to hide under, retreat, and try and formulate a better plan, and, well, I was not hitting the broadside of a barn yesterday for whatever reason.
I see. Skoros is still, like, there is a ale in your chest.
Wilton would have taken it. He's probably used to this sort of, like, just, oh, beer. Okay.
Ah, friend, ale, fall in line.
So, what wakes you up so early in the evening? It's only about midday. Normally you tend to wait a bit longer. You know, let the sun set a bit before you even think to move.
Well, I count one giant. I count one dragon. There are still enemies out there.
They will take time to lick their wounds, far greater than any of us, if that's a concern of yours.
What happened?
Well, once you all disappeared upon us, Boldrago, you saw the wall of thorns, yes? The great vines upon which he grew from the ground up?
I did.
I may or may not have lost my cool for a second and simply tossed a fireball into the midst of it. Needless to say, not only were they lacerated to pieces, but they also ended up getting rather nasty burns across their body. It was, many of them did, but at that point I was heavily outnumbered, without many allies, and unlike Boldrago, my magical expertise is not as great as his, and I did not want to push my luck. I was already having a terrible day for accuracy.
Would you like to practice again?
Not now. I need to help those that are harvesting the kids. I do not think that Kellery has eaten since we brought him his new toys. That man is a one-track mind, a brilliant mind, but a one-track mind.
Indeed. Well, my friend, I just wanted to say I am sorry. At this, Skoros will lean the... I haven't told my artist yet, so I will ask Adam. Which side of my head no longer has hair?
What's his dominant hand?
His right hand.
Then his left side of his hair.
Gotcha. So Skoros will just, like, if I'm walking on Wilton's left, I'll just, like, get up in front and turn and show off my new hairdo. I almost died back there. Do you like my new hairdo? It's called I tackled a dragon out of the sky and then killed him.
Not your most original piece. I thought angsty teenage years where you were having daddy and mommy issues was better, but tackling a dragon to the ground is fine enough. Although I must admit that bit right there does look a bit pretentious.
Skoros shrugs. In any case, I almost died back there. It was not for the little one. throwing me to the other side of the battlefield, I do not think I would be here.
When
I
you say
was-
little one, do you mean the one that is probably as strong, if not stronger than you?
Much
Or
stronger.
do you mean... Oh, okay. Fair enough. You never did eat enough of your greens.
I think I may need more pasta.
I,
In any case,
you need...
You and I, we have been together for how long?
I have lost count of the years.
We are family.
I
yes?
haven't... Yes.
And I have grown to rely on you. I was expecting, and Skoros will take a couple of steps to mimic what it might look like to be tased, dancing around him. I was expecting, an arrow to come out of the sky.
I was kind of busy being stuck to the ground before I could get up into the sky, and by the time I was above the sky, it seemed as though you all had put more than enough walls in the way for my arrows to get through.
And you have other options, yes. You make fire.
Yes, but you know me, I also tend to be reserved. I am not like you or many others. I tend to bide my time and wait until I am absolutely certain I need to use my powers.
That is fair.
You always were the hot-headed one, friend. Either way, I'll just kind of drink down the beer. Anything else you wish to say? I cannot make any promises that my aim is changing any. Perhaps Desna just decided my dice shall be ill-weighted, but either way, it is what it is.
And if you ever want to practice, I am always here. In a
Yes.
mechanical sense, I can flex into deflect arrows, and you can never hit me. Unless you shoot twice. Then you're just mean.
Then
Yes,
it
I did
becomes
take
a challenge. Oh no.
I did take rapid shot, you son of a gun. I did take
Oh,
rapid
great.
shot. Because,
In any case-
enlarged person and rapid shot and gravity bow sounded great together.
Yeah. I'm beginning to wonder. Anyway, mechanics aside, I am sorry that I left you behind. I'm sorry that things got complicated. Next time, I will see to it that we remain close.
It is
How much
fine.
do you weigh again?
I don't know. What? It is not something I magically know, like a number I constantly keep in my head at all times, friend.
I see. In any case, I've learned that Desna's Falcon makes for a... There's probably actually some real big scuff marks somewhere on Skoros' armor where a mule-backed corded bird is carrying him across the battlefield. Perhaps,
Indeed. So,
I don't know where or where we end up doing any of this, but just as much I did with Egor, I will do the same with Willton and grab Wilton's hand to do the predator bro handshake. I will not let it happen again. Forgive me.
Now I'm curious. What is your strength, Skoros?
13.
Oh my
Because
god.
It has to be.
My strength is literally 16, so I actually am the stronger one of the two of us.
Yeah, I'm dex-based. I would be much weaker if Piranha
Dex.
Strength served as power attack for prereqs.
all right.
My dex is
So-
18. Yeah.
As you
20
guys
dex.
are finishing up and you have your warrior handshake, you have come to the
Well,
front-
Skoros has his warrior handshake. Wilton just kind of accepts it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys come to the front of the Rusty Dragon. And we see what the others are doing. Because the kill box was still going on, or rather the gore house was still in operation. But we had some... we had a little halfling, a rather buff halfling, running off to find out what he could find out about stones to get away from the gore house. So,
Yes, Egor, very large. Very, very compact. Very large, though. Very large but compact.
Yes,
I,
Egor does push-ups by flexing pecs with arms behind the back.
yes. Egor has never fallen down. He has only ever done push-ups. I am incapable of falling over. It's not possible. I'm far too athletic. I will ask. I guess Amiko, because it's really the only NPC that Egor's had a lot of experience with thus far.
Okay.
So he'll head back to the Rusty Dragon yet again to speak with her.
Okay. So as you were leaving, Skoros had already left, and you guys kind of just missed each other in transit. And you got back to the Rusty Dragon and came in. The morning crowd had come in, those that were still around. They had kind of filtered in a lot of the guards that didn't usually show up. This has become a bit of a hub for operations, as it's well far away from the northern assault point that was prepared for. And Amiko's busy and Matilda's busy. Matilda always her ears always turn red when you come in, so that happens.
Yes, well, I am very impressive.
Mm.
This is only natural response to have in Egor's mighty presence. A dragon lady, may I speak with you for a moment?
If I was turned different, I'd take that as an insult. What do you want, Egor?
Do you know anything about rocks?
I don't think you said that the way you meant to say that.
Why? What did you hear?
I know... You asked me what I know about rocks.
Okay, so I suppose it's more The giant wanted something out of Sandpoint, big rock. Or little rock, special rock.
Come into the kitchen then and...
Okay. he like walks under the open part of the bar without like pushing up the flip top.
Okie dokie. Alright, so you go in there. She's got another person in there helping her cook. And everything going on. But she kind of goes over into the corner where she has her meadery. And she says, alright, now what did he want?
He wanted rock from Old Light? You think this is his collapsed thing on edge of town by water?
Yes.
Yeah, he says he wanted the Runemane, the dwarf, and the scary elf man. You say he wanted rock out of town, but when they were coming to smash everything. I do not know so much about stones, but I think perhaps you are resourceful and clever brains, so I would ask you.
Oh, well, flattery will get you most everywhere.
It always has.
But I don't know what he wants. I mean, if he wanted a rock, just give him a rock.
He'd be able to do very special rock. I mean, why would you just come all this way for rock? I mean, I get souvenir, but it's a long way to come and a lot of things to smash for stone.
I mean, he's a stone giant. Maybe he was going to eat it for all I know.
He lives in mountains. Why he not just eat mountain rock?
I'm pretty sure if you ask them, they're going to say not all rocks are the same.
Well, he is dead now, so he won't say much of anything.
What? He's dead? What is he doing dead?
It was, I don't know, the night sky did something to his brain, and now he was here, but then he did not want to be here anymore, and he ran away, and they shot him in the back.
Oh.
There was an altercation.
Sounds rather unchivalrous.
Right? This is what I was thinking, but I had to get involved because they were taking forever about it.
Oh, of course you did. Well, Frankness, I don't know what rocks he would want. All the rocks I've seen at the Old Light, and I don't make a habit of going up there, are just rocks.
Would anyone in town maybe know more about...
Well, best
rocks?
person to ask about the Old Light is Quink. He knows about it. He goes up there and
human
studies
man
it.
forgets his pants?
Yeah, that's Quink.
Oh, okay. Anything is better than going back to what Kellery and Runemane are doing.
He likes my gooseberry pastry if you want to wait and take him one.
Oh, I think I will. Bravery, like you said, will get you most places.
Okay, that's not what I said, but you can wait outside.
It's pretty much what you said.
Get out of my kitchen!
All right. Oh, wait, hold on.
What?
And he digs the plate and fork out and puts it on the counter and then leaves.
It's filthy!
It had fucking spaghetti on it. What do you want from me?
That doesn't look like spaghetti.
Well, it might also have some giant brains on it. I apologize for that.
Oh.
They got everywhere.
All right. So you go out and you wait on the gooseberry pastry, which will take a little bit to get ready, but it might just help things along with Quink. While that gooseberry pastry bakes, we will go to Boldrago and his interactions with the talking heads.
Yeah, so he'll walk 10 minutes out into the wood with dragging the heads behind him.
Just dragging. Okay. The dragon heads. Okie dokie.
That's enough out of you, Adam Spain.
It's Rise of the Pun Lords. That's what it is.
Ah!
Ooh, I could totally run that game. Okay. What does he do?
Tea Time with the Dead, he's actually going to cast his Forest Sense spell. So he'll target one of the mook giants that ran away. So basically, if they're within the forest, he'll be able to see them through the plants and such.
Ooh, I need to see how big the forest goes then that you found them in is. Handouts. Nope, that's not it. Locations, perhaps? Yes, Sandpoint hinterlands. Foxglove's there. Old Light's there. You guys saw them kind of in the Tickwood. So you look up there where you saw them, where you had the encounter with them, and you kind of watch there. And you don't see anybody there. In fact, when you look, does it show you the surroundings? Is that what it is as you pass by, or is it one of the things where you have to go towards the target and see what where the target is?
Here's the spell.
Okay.
Yeah, so if it's within 10 feet of a living plant or fungus, the range is 10 miles.
10 miles. Okay, let me see the scale of this. Oh yeah, you're well within the mileage. So you saw them at the very, according to the Hinterlands map, south edge. I hate this map.
Yay.
South point of the Tickwood. What you see is you see one that you focused on, and
Yeah.
as you look around him, you see that there's some others there too, but it gets kind of fuzzy as they continue walking. And from your past experience with this, it's not that he's out of range, it's rather that he's leaving the area that is associated with with something within 10 feet of him being really grown up, or at least in this particular wood. It says fungus, so I suppose you could follow him as much as you wanted. So you kind of move with him a little bit, and you can tell, oh, I was looking through a tree because of how it looked, but you slowly move down into more grassy type situation where there's not a lot of larger plants to look through. And as you continue to watch, you can tell from this information that he's probably leaving the Tickwood. The whole group, he seems to have people pass by him or go to him and talk to him, and they seem to be moving out of the Tickwood.
All right. Can I identify north so I can see which direction they're...
Let me see how much information is that.
I mean, there's literally a cantrip for that.
Yeah, but I don't think I can do it while doing this.
That's fair. That's fair.
Hearing
I can make it like a survival.
Or like knowledge nature, determine position of the sun and things.
Okay. Yes. You can make that survival check if you want to get a really good pinpoint on where they are.
15.
That's good enough. You know that they are... you can kind of almost glimpse as you pass through the different plants to keep track. Much more stony stuff cropping up, and you're suspecting that they're headed in and around towards the Devil's Platter to make their way back down and around to the Storval Plateau. Well, they say that they were from Storval Plateau, and you think that's where they're... Based upon everything that they're doing, they're probably leaving. They probably don't look like they're trying to circle around and come back to Sandpoint. It looks a lot more like they out of here type thing.
We did it. We win.
I don't really know where the plateau is.
It is down near Storval Deep, where you guys were before. So
it's not far from the hold of Belkson either. It's ironic how close we would have come to Necros's home. So.
Turtleback Fairy Spires, the Sandpoint map. Where is it?
It's way north.
That's northeastern Verisia. Verisia map. We'll just show this to you guys.
If we were using our webcams,
okay.
I'd walk over to a giant poster and be like,
I found a map.
Okie dokie.
All right,
I thought I had a better map, though. Yeah, they said they were from the Storval Stairs, so they're going north from what appears to be... They're heading from Sandpoint north and west, and never...
Yeah, it's
east.
like north from Turtleback Ferry.
Mm-hmm.
uh-huh.
It's not the road they would take, but like that's...
Right.
Yeah.
You would
like north as the crow flies.
Yeah.
I guess speaking of crow, I have a 17 on a survival. Not to interrupt anything, but like
that's Falcon right. You did send your Falcon off.
Why'd I roll a survival check? That's not right. Unless, would you rather have a survival check or a perception check?
It'd be a perception check for your...
Okay.
Dude.
18 then.
She doesn't see them from... She goes back to the crater, which is where she knows to look, and she does not see them, and she starts to fly back to relay that information to you when she looks. So she'll get to you, but it took a while to get there, so she's probably going to be a little bit getting back, too.
Of course.
So that's what Boldrago sees when he looks through the eyes of the woods.
That is all fine and well. Just wanted to make sure where they were heading. And with that, he will just put down the heads in like a half circle. And we need to have some will saves, unfortunately. One for the dragon and one for the giant. Yeah, I can't speak with them unless I'm of like the same alignment. Or
that's
they
not
fail
likely.
their save. Yeah.
So,
Unless I
And
can
two
turn
quick
evil.
questions from me on the
Well, I mean, you could turn evil. I don't know that anyone would know. You could turn evil.
You're not evil?
All right.
And I had 2 questions in the Roll20 chat for you, GM.
Mammy, how shall I go quick message? If you thought of it, Kellery probably would have thought of it, so you can send him a message. And
So it's a little DC of 19.
DC 19 for them to beat.
Yeah.
And this is Will, right?
To ignore my call. Yeah.
You have the head of the dragon, and
Yeah.
you feel your power extend, the magic flow through you of the stars, and it always seems to get just a tiny bit darker around you when this type of magic is invoked by you, and it passes through you and moves into the dragon, and the dragon head starts to open its teeth and then clamps down hard shut, and the shadow of your magic moves back away from it. It has resisted you.
Yeah, no surprise. It's
Tyractinus. Tyractinus. Oh man, he gets an 18 on the dice. So
yeah.
So he.
No one wants to talk to me.
No one ever wants to talk to me.
And that is unfortunate because the dialogue between the shaman that dominated the giant and the giant who got free of the domination would have been real good.
Indeed. So as you extend out to him, he kind of goes. The head kind of lulls back and forth for a moment on its neck stem, and then you see its eyes kind of roll over to you, and only one of them actually gets to where it's supposed to be to see you, and you see that part of its face furrow, and it just clamps down its teeth, not even knowing its tongue is in there, and refuses, and the magic fades away from it. But you had more heads than those two.
Yeah.
And Kellery sends a message Kellery sends what message with Zhao to Boldrago?
In the bottom of the chat.
Wanted to ask the dragon where he is homeland. Zhao said Zhao gets there, and Zhao can't speak. So I guess he took a little chalk tablet with him that had the message on it, and he holds it up. He just flops down in front of Boldrago after that refusal by the giant, and he just holds this up that says, wanted to ask the dragon where his home was. Kellery at the bottom side.
You want to join? And he motions to the ape to sit down next to him.
I don't know. Would Zhao want to be helpful?
I think you'd like to find Skoros and play chess.
We'll have a little, like, you get that emotion, like that connection vibe, and I think right now Brasut and Kellery are doing well enough that he can stay there for a bit.
Oh, he kind of looks over, and he just looks at his tablet, tosses it to the side for a second, and sits down beside you, kind of like, cocks his head, and kind of watches you while you're doing your thing.
All right. And he moves over to Shalela's head.
Okay.
And begins the ritual. Unfortunately, unless they share the same alignment, she's gonna have to save as well.
Well, she's not as strong, so let's see.
Then she also could voluntarily fail as well.
Yeah, if she knows.
Because, she would know. There's a spell being cast on her.
Yes, but I'm not sure she knows who's casting it, is what I'm saying.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll give you that one.
So she will make a save, but yeah, she does not save against it. So you see her pretty elven features start to move, and her mouth goes open and closed, and her head kind of, as best as it can, just being on a stem, tries to move itself. And she sees you, and she's... Boldrago, what are you? Where am I? And you
Brave elf woman. It's good to see ya and talk to ya. The spirits of other side asked ya, is there a wish you want granted in material plane that I can give you?
Vengeance on that damned stone giant.
Describe him for me.
He carried a pick, a war pick, and was the leader. He led them, and they knew where we would be. I want his head off.
He smiles brightly and kind of turns her head slightly to the side so she's facing the giant's head.
She kind of looks confused as you do this, but when you set her back down, a grin comes on her face, and she just goes, ha 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 ha. I see now what is happening. Why have you called me back, Boldrago?
It's my responsibility to make sure that you are okay. You sacrificed for the trade of the giant for saving Sandpoint.
Oui, that is true.
If there's no other wish you have than the head of the killer, then perhaps we shall speak again soon. You know where to find me.
Oui. Oh, and tell Sandpoint that they will bring more when they know these are not enough. They sought to know something about the old light.
There's a stone.
Yeah,
Can't know what it looks like. It's problematic. We shall find it. Or keep it safe. One way or another.
I heard them say, she says as the magic's kind of I heard them say that all they needed was one with markings. Just to know.
What markings?
She seems tired, and she says, old ones like the old man likes to look at.
Very good. I speak to you soon. I'm sure. You rest now in Eternal.
She smiles, and her face was not particularly at peace when she was stuffed into the sack, but it does seem to kind of ease down now, and it's that quiet restfulness that the face assumes.
All right. I have one more casting of Speak with Dead. Try it on one of the... Like if there's like an arc druid.
Okay.
Something. Or perhaps the druid that he spoke with.
But the archdruid of that circle, I have assumed was not sent, as he's kind of like, if Skoros eats it, I'm probably like, he will show up, his people are dead, revenge time.
Well, they
But
wouldn't
there
send
was
necessarily
there
the
was-
archdruid, so...
Exactly. What I'm trying to say is I didn't get a chance to like really talk it out or do anything, but when Necros left to like trek across Varizia to find his friend to make sure she would be safe, he did commission is the wrong word. But I guess yeah, we'll use it. We will say he commissioned the creation of a vine leshy to keep mostly just Emmy and Magpie. I feel horrible, but Emmy and Magpie safe, offering like some of his own like essence into the creation of the Leshy should something happen to him. I now worry about what might have happened to that potential character, but might stand to reason that it could be there.
The Leshy?
Yeah.
The Leshy would be there if you died, right? Like if something happened to you, you would go into it type thing?
No, like to make a vine Leshy, to make a Leshy period, you ask the spirits to coalesce into a plant-esque body. It was just like mechanically, I wanted it to be an orc bloodline sorcerer, at least for a level or two. So if I was dead, it is here, and it has enough bit of my own essence to detect as me when here comes this little thing showing up, that kind of thing. Regardless of my death, it probably was created.
Okay, I gotcha. So, I will work under the assumption of that knowledge. I will not say whether it was there or not yet, but for right now, Boldrago goes to the highest ranking druid that he remembers there. It was the one that sent him off to go and warn them. So, Let me see. He still has to make a save, does he not?
Yeah, well, unless he is true neutral.
Unless he's true neutral? Well, he was. So, there we go.
Does stand to reason,
There
yeah.
we go.
Okay, so he does not resist.
Can't save.
Yep. So you see his facial features start to move, and you couldn't really tell if he was a half elf or a human in life, because he kind of ran that line. But you probably think that he's half elf based upon his ears now, because all of the headdresses and things like that have been stripped away to reveal him. And he kind of, who calls me from the back?
It's Boldrago calling.
Ah, Boldrago, I haven't heard from you since I sent you off.
Yeah.
Oh.
You passed the other side. It was hard to get to you.
Oh, no. Well, I'm pretty sure I nicked one of them.
Oh, yes. You fought bravely, holding them back from Sandpoint. Your blood is mixed with theirs. There's losses on both sides.
Well, hopefully now I'll feed the forest as my spirit wanders.
Indeed it will. Is that your wish for burial?
No, no. Let nature have me. I want to make sure that Sandpoint was safe and that I did my brother Necross proud.
Don't know who that is. He was on the battlefield?
Yeah. No, different battlefield. I saw him when things went dark. Long ways off, moving through a strange place, far away. I'm not sure where he was. But if you see that nasty orc, you let him know that the green didn't fall without a fight.
Alright, the green did not fall. I should tell him if I see him.
Yeah. He's hard to miss. He got his big cat he calls Mama. I mean, a big cat. Kind of odd relationship. I'm real tired. Boldrago.
Yes. You shall rest eternal with your brother. I'll make sure of it.
You're a good... You're...
If you ever feel lonely on the other side, know that Dragon is always up for a talk.
He goes, ha, ha, ha. And the laughter is there, but as it's there, it kind of gets quieter as the laughter fades.
So he'll turn to the monkey to like just see if there's a response.
The monkey kind of looks, and he's got his big lip, his lower lip is kind of pouty out, and he's like, and he's just, and he had kind of subconsciously just reached over, and I assume your hands are kind of on your knees, and he just kind of held onto your pinky.
Little monkey hand.
All right. They spared us their knowledge, but at least we got to say goodbye. For now. Now you should go back to your master.
We got to say goodbye to my people. I'm good, sorry.
All right.
And he'll gather up the heads again.
Okay.
And goes back to the slaughterhouse, because that's where the rest of the bodies are. No, wait, the bodies are still in the forest. No. Never mind. He'll go back. Like, basically, he'll go back, give the heads to the to Sandpoint, basically. Like, let them know where they can find the rest of the bodies, and they'll have to arrange burials as they please. But the druids at least want to become nourishment to the forest itself, kind of thing.
Okie dokie. You are definitely able
the
to
dragon,
relay that.
the dragon head, and the giant head goes back to the slaughterhouse, as promised.
Okie dokie.
Hey, neither of us did the killing. We just made the gore afterwards.
Fair enough. All right. So Boldrago has been able to successfully get some info and put at peace Shilelu, and the druids. Not so much the dragon and the giant. So, let me see. For this session, we need to make sure that some progress happens at the slaughterhouse, so let's go over there real quick. So you guys have been working at it quite a bit, and Willton has not quite returned yet. Apparently he's been slightly delayed, probably by the visiting that has been happening with Skoros, but you guys don't know about that. So in that meantime, let's go ahead and get the roles that we're going to need from me for me to know just how well you guys are as butchers.
Okay.
Okie dokie. And even though Zhao was over with Boldrago, he still counts for being with you guys most of the time. So.
So, can we effectively give Buff a +4, aid another?
Yeah.
Or do you want each of us to roll? Okay, yeah.
It depends if you want to use individual skills on who's aiding who. So if one of someone else's skill is better, you would use the better skill.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
do you want
based on-
craft alchemy or craft alchemy create item?
You're just harvesting right now, so it'd be the basic craft alchemy.
Okay. For me, it would be 19 plus.
19 plus the 4?
And
No,
take
plus,
another 4 on top of that.
No, D20 plus 19.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and roll
Right.
that for me then.
Okay.
Is that including the +4
No.
from Zhao and I?
No.
Because we're not as focused on that. Let's say.
Okay.
So plus.
So we will help you.
So should be a D20 plus 23.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, 35. Still respectable. Okie dokie. And that gets you, from the harvesting, what that does is that allows you to harvest a good to really nice quality portions of the hide, the bone. Pretty much all the organs are intact. None of them were damaged in the harvesting, aside from the damage that you did to get them out. So, yeah, you've effectively pretty well butchered out this. You weren't necessarily focused on the meat, though. You could probably sell the meat to Amako. She might advertise the Rusty Dragon having some real dragon, but that's on her.
That we would. Now, eating the giant, don't think so. That's just not.
Probably
There's no need. And my guess is it wouldn't taste very good.
Probably not. Probably really tough.
dragon steak.
Yes, dragon. It has wings, so it must taste like chicken, right?
Very spicy chicken.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, we'll if it's okay with Brasut, we'll take a cart worth of dragon to the Rusty Dragon.
Oh, okay. You get that all ready for transport then. That is definitely able to be done. And I believe, are there any other roles that you guys would like to make for the whole harvesting and preparation portion? We've got we know that you took it out well. Is there anything specific that you're wanting to make sure that you've...
Well, we've got it out well. Is there anything we specifically want to work on preserving that we think will rot sooner? Because that'll probably be its own role. Or not.
Well, the 35 gets everything out. You think that you might have to have some special preservation for the sack that presented the material component basically for the magical result of its fire.
Yes.
And make me it can either be an Arcana or an Alchemy roll, depending on which is higher. And you guys decide which one is higher and you want to use, which bonus is higher.
And that would be it's from the Dragon Slayer's Handbook, Arcanius lands. So,
Your alchemy's probably higher.
Base is die plus 19.
Yeah.
Unless it's considered creating an item. In which case I get a bit more. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess
Would this be another case of like aid anothering?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So another plus 23.
Woo! All right.
Woohoo!
You preserve that's a natural 20 for those watching. You preserve that so well that you think, not only can I use the stuff that's in that, but the preservation fluid might be used later as well. That thing's going to last a good long while. And it was tricky, too. I made it a tricky DC, too, because that, as I'm going to run it, with a fire dragon, you need to keep that warm. And otherwise the sack would crystallize and your gland would crystallize and you wouldn't have anything viable then. But now, yeah, this could be marketable. You haven't seen this particular process done before for the preservation of fire-based creatures' glands.
Brasut, I think we did a good job on this. I'll have to remember this.
Zhao will write down what our procedure was.
Okie dokie. And speaking of Zhao, as you guys, this happened before he left. So as you guys are continuing to clean up and get everything done, he hasn't been able to prestidigitate you because he's been gone. So you're pretty messy by the time that Boldrago gets back to the butcher house. And as Zhao comes in a bit before him, you see Zhao's kind of pouty. You can tell he's got little monkey tears and his lip is out. But he flies in and he kind of sits and prestidigitates you. And when he does, he just kind of walks on over on the ground and gives your leg a hug.
I will give him an awkward attempt at affection with a pat on the head.
Okay, he seems satisfied. And Boldrago follows right after, basically.
Yes, the head's promised. It's all yours.
Oh.
Good. Were they useful?
No. They were disappointing. But we had good time anyways, right? He gestures towards the ape.
He kind of looks up and just kind of nods while he's prestidigitating.
Well,
So,
I had only really thought about the dragon head, but okay. I do believe my coffee is wearing off.
So, as you guys are discussing wearing off coffee and things like that, you see we cut back to the Rusty Dragon, where Egor has finally gotten that. Let me see, was it elderberry or gooseberry? What was it?
Gooseberry.
There we go. That was gooseberry.
I was muted.
Gooseberry pastry, and he's about to go out. He's saying, "Oh, thank you for the gooseberry," and stuff like that. When Willton and Skoros have bumped back into him as he's walking out.
Hello.
Hello.
I am on my way to see old man with no pants. Would you like to join me?
I need to be bringing these pastas back to Kellery, and I'm still learning the dwarf's name.
Runemane.
Or I'm fairly certain that's not it, but yes. I need to bring them some pasta.
Is that not it?
I
believe that is
doubt
correct.
it.
That's my last
That's-
name.
Thank you, voice in the sky. Message
That
came
is
through
my
very
last name. The first name is Brasut.
I'm not
And
going to
now you have
remember
used
that.
4th
Runemane
level
it is.
spell slot. You have cast ending.
Very well. I'm no good with names as it is anyway. But for the
I know,
matter,
right?
I need to get the pasta to them. I will meet up with you in due time. Just do me a favor and make sure he doesn't lose his cat again.
Or his pants.
I think
If
it's
it is-
already assumed that he lost his pants, considering the fact that you are referring to him as the pantsless lizard. Lizard. Close
I did
enough.
not call him wizard.
Maybe he is also lizard. We have no
Just told
idea.
you. Hey,
We saw
okay.
him. He
Well,
was a man.
I will be
Unless
on
he's
the
using them.
lookout for cats and lizard wizards.
And pants.
funny-
Make sure they all are wearing pants.
Well, if I find pants, I'm probably not going to take them, but I'll tell you about them.
Do you have pants anyway, friend?
Yes, I'm wearing pants right now. You should go to bed. Your
I'm
eyes
sorry,
are
I
not
thought
working.
I always saw Egor as wearing like a kilt. I don't know
No,
why.
no, he's Russian, not Scottish.
I had imagined
Sorry.
the Borat Speedo.
Also, no.
Bright
Uh,
line.
All right. So you guys go
If
in.
it is all the same to any of you, I would like to see my home. Now that at least there are not giants and dragons at the door.
No promises
If you
shall
need
be
me.
made.
If you need me, come and find me. My falcon should be returning sometime soon with more information.
Indeed. And as you hear a outside, we will call it for this session because we are a little past the hour mark, I think. So, we have settled several things. We know a few things about what's going on, and the party is getting ready to have a chat with someone who will be interesting to chat with, especially since they're letting Egor do it by himself.
Yeah, this is going to be
Great.
something.
So, please return next time because I think that'll be hilarious. But that's not until episode 12, so for now, we thank you for coming by. We want you to remember also that all the content that you see on the Planar Crossroads isn't brought to you by YouTube or algorithms or any kind of ad revenue. It's brought to
Insert
you.
Buzz YouTube word here.
Yeah. It's brought to you by patrons, subscribe stars, and travelers like you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Aha! Have a great day. God bless. Goodbye.
Bye.
Later, y'all.
This content was made possible by travelers and viewers like you. Thank you.